Hello everybody, this is Anansi from Ocean Esports with another Top 100 Dotabuff replay cast. Today we're going to be watching Falco on SandKing. He has over 3,000 games played with a 59% win rate. Yeah, he's really good, just as about every other player that we watch on here. He proves that you don't need a really big battle pass in order to have a really good win rate on a hero. He will probably be showing us some pretty impressive stuff. Just to explain what we do here, we watch everything from his perspective. We see the way he moves his camera, we observe everything that he tries to do, and see what we can learn from the way that he plays this hero. So we're going to watch what he does and yeah, hopefully learn a lot. First thing that is kind of noticeable is the fact that he goes mid. Walk mid? What? Oh, okay. He starts off with boots, hasn't picked a skill yet. Okay, goes for Caustic Finale. This is a skill that I'd say for the past half year has been extremely powerful. For no mana, every time a creep explodes, 90 damage in a 400 radius, yeah, with a quite long explode timer actually. And there's also a 30% move slow, which doesn't scale per level, but the damage does scale quite nicely. 40 damage every creep you hit. So especially against other melee heroes, it's an extremely strong laning skill. It really helps in zoning because every creep kill you get will blow up in someone's face for 90 damage. At level 1, most heroes have somewhere in the 600s worth of HP. So, you know, that's only what, yes, yeah, 6-ish, 7-ish creeps, and you throw in an auto attack or two, and you potentially have killed somebody. So they do have to, they have to be pretty careful. So sure enough, he's going mid. You all know in the most recent patch, the melee creeps. There's been a melee creep that has been added to the mid lane. He's up against an invoker, so that's. That'll be an interesting matchup. You can see how a melee hero plays versus a ranged hero in the mid lane, which I think lower level players at times don't necessarily think works. This ranged hero is actually the one that is being more careful, and rightfully so, because let's just take a quick look. Okay, no, whatever. Invoker doesn't have that much health, so let's just get a good organize his last hits and denies. He's got 2. He can push the lane pretty hard already. His last hits aren't necessarily amazing, but he doesn't have to get the last hit in order to get the damage to go off, which means that Invoker can't feel safe. Wow, this guy is diving really deep. He is so confident. This is, wow. He is not afraid at all. He understands what his hero can do versus what the opposing hero can do. A level 1 invoker is not really the scariest thing. Now, what is really cool about what he's doing here is he dove so deep along with his creeps, giving the next wave of creeps time to hit his opponent's tower. Wow, he just does not care. So part of the reason he can do this, guys, and why you should watch out with this is kind of a don't try this at home necessarily. He's getting away with diving so deep because of the lineup that his opponents have chosen. If you look at it, who's the support that is going to TP in and rotate to help this invoker with an extremely high level of aggression? Juggernaut? Nope. Legion Commander? Nope. Tinker? Nope. Void? Nope. There's nobody. So if there were those supports, I would at least hope Falco wouldn't do that. However, there aren't. So he knows he can get away with it. That's a really good call. I think this is a pretty dead Tinker, for sure. What you see here is, ooh, yeah, nice. Oh, too bad. Well, it's actually not that bad that Bounty Hunter takes it. The more levels in gold Bounty Hunter gets, the sooner he gets to level 6, the better he'll be able to help. And also, there's a bigger risk there of the Tinker getting away, especially early on. It's a really nice thing to be able to kill. Quick note there. You saw him stun into the creep wave, not even trying to stun the Invoker. Why was that good? Well, with Caustic Finale, you can potentially blow up a whole creep wave in one go. Now, imagine the last hitting advantage you potentially have. If you can take out a creep wave, when his stun is level 4, when Burrow Strike is level 4, he should be able to, yeah, this is, oh wow, so painful. So, oh, that's about to blow up, yeah. Oh man, this Invoker needs to be really, really careful about what he does. And sure enough, Falco knows. He knows he can go for this guy, and he needs to be super careful. He doesn't need to worry about things as much as Invoker does, and he's just continuing this insane aggression. However, back to what we were saying, you see him maxing Burrow Strike. When he has it at level 4, oh, Regen Rune, so nice. He can just stun a wave and blow the whole wave up. You stun through the wave, you hit the ranged creep, which will be one hit from dying, and you get the whole wave. So that makes SandKing a farming beast later on in the game. And something you should definitely use if you're trying to improve your SandKing play. It's quite the basic. No matter which role you play, once you have the stun at level 4, it's yeah. Jeez, the farming potential is just sick. In all fairness, he doesn't have that many creep hits. He's 20. He's only 2 ahead of the Invoker, and Invoker is pretty bad at last hitting. But the amount of aggression that he's able to output is way higher than anyone else. You see him picking up a raindrop and a mango. It's really good survivability. One of the reasons that SandKing is better nowadays, because SandKing is his nerf for his weakness has always been his HP. He's quite squishy actually. He has a lot of escape mechanisms. He can stun away. He can invis, and he usually gets a blink dagger. Some people get a Yule's and a force staff as well. So then he becomes super slippery. Don't forget about Ags. He can almost assuredly get away. Oh, nice. Oh, yep. He's gonna get away with it. That is. I think he's gonna get away. Yep. Sure enough, he does. That is pretty well calculated. And partially due to... Well, no, there was no magic damage done. No, the infused raindrops weren't even used. A Sunstrike... Actually, they only block magic, I believe. They don't block pure. Fair enough. In any case, there is quite a lot of magic damage on the opposing team. Those 5 charges will definitely come in handy with a squishier hero. Rune almost spawned, so he just waited real quick in case he could potentially get it. He does need that to replenish his HP pool right now. He dove that Invoker kinda hard and is now playing quite a bit more passively. He knows that his power spike is different. Given the amount of health he has at this point in time, Invoker could kill him. He has no vision. Oh, there it is. There's him taking a whole creep wave. He's got about 1300 gold. I wonder, okay, dust and a TP. So, note, he's moving back to base and deciding, oh wow, using his Burrow Strike to move back to base even further, even quicker. Not going all the way back. Oh yeah, he is. But using the Shrine on the way for efficiency. So he only needs to do that once. He gets the base and he can go straight back. He gets the dust. Okay, so he is going for the Invoker. There's nobody else that can go invis yet. He's making sure he has that preemptively. I don't know if he's going straight for this Invoker. He doesn't have his ult. I don't think he could kill him until he has his ult. But he does have the dust for that one time, right? That Invoker goes invisible and doesn't get away. So it's preemptive. It's not, oh, I'm gonna let Invoker get away with going invisible 2 times before I bother to buy dust, because that's 2 times that you wasted time, cooldowns or anything. Now this is really nice. If you're seeing this, ooh, oh man, that's a close call. As you see, infused raindrop charge did not go off, and that's because Sunstrike is pure damage, not magic damage. In all of this time, guys, you see the aggression he's been putting out. He's killed the Invoker twice. He has also managed to take the tower down to about 30% HP. I don't think that guy should be there. Yeah, exactly. He should be afraid. You should be really afraid of a Over-leveled SandKing. Almost level 4 Caustic Finale as well. Does not get Sandstorm, so it's purely offensive in a way. I mean, Burrow Strike can be defensive to a certain extent, but it's largely offensive. Does he do anything cool with these illusions? No, it doesn't. Oh, no, not really. Looks like he's just going to... Oh, hit the tower. I like it. Just get that little bit of extra damage on the tower. So he's pressuring the map in this way. He's winning mid lane versus the hero, and at the same time, okay, he's taking the tower down slowly but surely. 9 minutes in, he almost has his blink dagger. I saw on his Dotabuff profile real quick that his average timing over his 3,000 games as SandKing is 10 minutes for his blink dagger. So that's a kind of benchmark, guys. If you're hoping to be as good as this guy, 10 minutes. He's a minute ahead. I don't know if Dotabuff counts the moment that the item is in your inventory, or the moment that you actually buy it. But in any case, 10 minutes is pretty quick. In all fairness, he is mid, and he probably wins his mid lanes. Gets a smoke straight away. No TP though. I wonder if he'll wait for it. I'm kind of curious. Smokes already. Oh yeah. It's gonna wait a few seconds. That's actually a smart play. Smoke over here, because you never know if somebody happens to be looking on their screen somewhere. Oh wow, he's just gonna keep going on this invoker. You could probably, yep. You can start your ult while smoked. I love it. So there's no way invoker could have seen this coming. That is so strong. Talk about getting your opponents on tilt. That's just ridiculous. In all fairness, the opponent's draft is not exactly, how would I say this, amazing. Yeah, and it's not too surprising that they're gonna rage. But so if your opponents are greedy, guys, make sure to punish them. Don't let them get away with having these super greedy drafts, because if you don't push or pressure early enough, then they get away with it, and you could have gotten them to tilt, like his team is doing. Like, look how much damage one Burrow Strike is on a Tinker earlier on, whereas later on, you wouldn't be able to kill him. It just would have been impossible. So punish those squishy heroes early, and watch their team rage at them and turn on them. And yeah, punish an invoker pick. Just go at it, guys. Like, SandKing is so strong early against heroes. Okay, nice. So you guys saw right there, he hit that range creep before he stunned. So he blinked to the range creep, he hit the range creep, and then he stunned in. So that's 220 damage because that rage creep blew up on him. So 220 from just killing the rage creep. And how much damage does this do? 280. So that's 500 damage. Most people will just blink, or not even blink, they'll just stun in. And if you make sure to that one tiny thing, hit a range creep first and then stun, suddenly somebody is down half their HP. Those are the little things that definitely make a difference. Very efficient. He farms his way back to lane. He's not just walking to lane. He's farming the whole way back. He took 2 creep waves, so the movement of going back to base is less wasted. Again, smoking, I really like this. Smoke in base, then TP. There's no way your opponents can know what you're doing this way. They don't see you TPing in, they don't see you smoking in anyway, and sure enough, there he goes again. That's just, you can't stop it. Unless you have the heroes that can survive this amount of damage, you just can't stop it. Note also, guys, he's ulting almost every time that his ult is off cooldown. He's finding a way to use his ult every single time it's available. If you don't use your ult, the less you use, what's the best way to explain this? You need to use your spells as often as they are off cooldown, because then you're doing more. It sounds like something very simple, but a SandKing that uses his ult what is it? Every 120, every 90 seconds, every 110 seconds gets more ults off. If one goes wrong, it's less of an issue because you will be getting 3 or 4 more off. So in general, you want to use as many spells as you can use because then you are more likely to succeed. That's really, I'd say, one of the ground rules of Dota. Like, if you're able to cast your spells more often than your opponents are able to cast theirs, you are more likely to be successful. This is a bit of an interesting situation. I wonder how he'll get out of here. I think he's fine. Ooh, Blink Dagger though, but he knew his team was there, so he's just gonna, get the kill. Easy. Bit of a steal there, I think. I don't think it was necessary. He could have waited and blinked and gotten someone else, but his team is just demolishing the opposing guys right now. As easy as they're having it right now, guys, Tinker is an amazing high ground defender. Legion Commander is an amazing high ground defender. If Void catches you in an ult, or your whole team in an ult, that's 4 seconds of your team not doing anything. Invoker, Void combo, there are still some things that the opposing team can do, especially when defending high ground, that could completely turn this game around. 10k lead is absolutely, how would I say this, useless if you're Void ulted, if you don't get to activate whatever BKB. Ooh, that is some greedy stuff. Jeez, this guy. No, not yet. Not gonna die yet. Oh wow. No way. No way. Jeez. I think there was some luck involved there with people not having their certain spells off cooldown. But again, calculated aggression, knowing what he can get away with, and just blinking in to get that Tinker when he could. Very impressive. I guess Tinker really is. He is just that squishy. That's why Tinker never wants to be found. He's blinking into trees. He's always hiding. And yeah, that's really solid. Disassembles his mana boots for some boots of travel. So now he can consistently be everywhere on the map every 40 seconds or so, just finding farm and opportunities, supporting his team, pushing lanes. And that's something that this patch, in the recent patch, SandKing is much better at. There you see the stun, kill the range creep thing. That's just a standard, easy to implement thing that will allow you to farm that much better. And also note, you can dodge a lot of spells with your Invis. He can, as you've seen him do 2 or 3 times now, he dodges Tinker rockets with his Invis ability. And yeah, just consistently impressive play. Looking for kills, doesn't move his screen across the minimaps as often as other players. Okay, make sure he's got some mana. Find some trees to hide, and we'll probably wait for a good opportunity to ult or not. Blinked out in case the Void might decide to ult. So that was a really good decision. His cooldowns were also destroyed or nerfed. Decides not to go in this time, even though his teammate is quite deep. I think that's a Bristleback who is in their tier 3. If you can see that on the minimap. Now that they're chasing though, this would be a nice moment to ult. Just very solid. Ooh, that guy, so lucky. And yeah, he's fine. Just blink out. It's all okay. He's a SandKing. Really great. Let's take a look at the net worth differentials. So he is by far leading the net worth charts. Mid player, farming the most. This might be a death. I wouldn't be too surprised. Invises though, and yeah, is gonna blink away. Blink into the trees, TP out. Safest thing. Again, note he didn't TP into the lane. Some people are like, oh, I'm safe now. Somebody might have been chasing him, They might have had a ward there. There might be some type of vision. So when you can, blink into the trees and then TP out. Picks himself up an Ether Lens, just increasing damage and range on his skills, adding in a Force Staff for extra mobility. He doesn't really need much else. Has he even died? Let's just take a look at the kills, deaths, and assists. 6, 0, and 4. So no. No, we'll put back on the net worth. So there's, yeah, he can just be even slippery, even more slippery, and find more ways to. Ooh, yep, he got another one. Find even more ways to get at his opponents. Note, guys, Sandstorm at level 4 actually does quite a lot of damage. It does 100 damage per second. That's pretty strong. So staying invisible is not only safe, but it can also be used offensively. I see better players doing this quite a lot. Again, smoke first, then TP. I really like... Wow. Well, that was an unfortunate mistake. Waiting over here, though, for the Void to jump this way. And yeah, actually, he has such a nice range on his initiation. He can also get to the Void, who went a more unexpected direction, I guess. Let's see. Moves back, remembers to farm on the way back. This is really key, guys. When you're moving around the map, especially later in the game, most heroes can take out a camp or two. So take a camp out on the way to places. In the meantime, he's getting a feel for how the game's going, which one of his opponents he should be worrying about, who he shouldn't give a damn about, and just going to pick up his Force Staff. If there's smoke available, I assume he's going to buy it and TP somewhere. Otherwise, he'll just TP somewhere. We will see. I like that he doesn't... I find it interesting, looking at some other Dotabuff 100 players, they move their screens across the minimap a lot more. I believe that the way this guy keeps his map awareness is, he's probably looking at the minimap right now. Sadly enough, we can't see where his actual eyes are. The best we can do is see his screen. So we'll have to make do with that, and yeah, keep learning what we can. 17 seconds till his ult is off. Wow. Jeez, this guy. Well, he can Force Staff out. I'm kind of surprised the Void didn't maybe go back and ult him there or something. In any case, he managed to get a kill with the help of a teammate without even having to use. Oh, so nice. Very quick use of ult, focusing on the squishier hero. I think he could have stunned both, but maybe he just didn't want to be greedy. Definitely going to go in and cancel that TP. Oh, sorry, that mana potion. Just being annoying. Because you can do that. You can get away from so many situations. As long as you're aware of which spells could affect you, you should be worried about. You can, yeah, you can do a lot. Wow. Making Juggernaut use a spin just for a Sandstorm. That's a pretty bad play on the Jugger's part, because... but I think that guy is tilting. 28 to 9. Not too surprising. In any case, that means that's available now. Pretty good job. So the synergy with Caustic Finale and Sandstorm might not be that clear. Because Sandstorm does 100 damage a second, and Caustic Finale gives a 30% slow, heroes will be in the Sandstorm longer. So at times you may see people, like he probably hit him, yeah, you can see the green smoke or whatever gas moving away from the Tinker a bit. Who dies from the take damage? That really sucks. He's taking maybe one extra tick of Sandstorm damage because there's an auto attack of Caustic Finale before the Sandstorm. These are little details that you usually probably wouldn't notice, see, may not necessarily think about, but they're very important because 100 damage is not nothing. So yeah, keep it in mind. I think that was a bit of a risky TP. Counters kind of what I said earlier. But in any case, I think there's also a mental side to things at this point that the other team is not going to be likely to take big risks. They're stuck in their base right now. And maybe there's one guy split pushing, but they're not going to be comfortable jumping out when there are 3 of his allies around or anything. He's constantly keeping up the aggression, keeping up the map pressure. He's just waiting outside their base. He's just like, okay, who's going to come and farm this stuff? Doesn't see anybody, so who does he go for? He wants that Tinker, who, in all fairness, can't do anything. It's just, oh man. So yeah, that's also a rule, guys. If you're SandKing, kill Tinker. Farm squishy heroes. That's probably one of the other key things. When your opponent picks a Tinker, you should be happy, because it's like, that's the guy I can kill all day. The only thing you can't let Tinker do is get his boots of travel on time, because then he'll be moving around the whole map all the time and being extremely annoying. He'll get his blink dagger, and then he'll be as slippery as a SandKing might be. Now, in any case, ooh, he deals the damage that he's able to deal, which isn't necessarily much, but he should be able to blink into this, and no, not going to do it. Curious. Just watching, waiting, and he'll stun at the opportune moment. Missed the stun at the opportune moment, sadly enough. And his teammate may pay the price, but I think he's just too farmed. Still helps his teammate out with a Force Staff. Really nice of him. Rod of Atos on Bristleback. I wonder if that's the way to go. Pretty cool, actually. Int and health. Okay, sorry. We're focusing on SandKing here, so. In any case, he has no mana, but he's still staying around. He still has enough for a Force Staff. He has a Void Stone, so he's regenerating mana rather quickly. He could still help out here and there, but eventually does decide to go back to base, and will probably rejoin the fight in a little bit. Keeps his eye on what's going on from afar. And just keeps on making his way back. In all fairness, his team has the advantage, so they should keep this up. But you may notice they're not really going high ground. Potentially that's because, well, there is some lack of coordination, but there's also, ooh, this is really shift clicking there with an infested lifestealer. Just killing people. Oh, nice flank by the Disruptor as well. Stunning out. Just constantly killing whoever he can. Tinker, March of the Machines can be a big issue when taking high ground though, so it's gonna be hard for them to break through unless they kind of get things consistent, get a big fight outside, which I don't think the other team's gonna let them have. In all fairness, they're still pushing all 3 lanes all the time. They have an advantage, 20k, and the buildings on the opposing team are probably being chipped. So just slowly chipping away until there's an opportunity significant enough to take the base. That's an early, fortification. And just split pushing constantly, being a complete and utter nuisance. Whoa. Wow. That, oh, double damage. Okay. Double damage bounty hunter will do it. That's for sure. I don't think that Void expected that. You can see creeps pushing in top. 3 of their opponents are mid fighting, so just pushing both lanes in constantly. Sheepstick is a very strong item against carries in general, so an overly, yeah, oh wow. Yeah, and there goes, yeah, the high ground defense. The Tinker and the Void, they're kind of the keys to how their opponents would want to defend against this. Sheepstick really strong just on any hero really. And ooh, okay. Another infest bomb. You can see because of the track, that's a really, really big play. I don't think that Juggernaut saw that coming. As soon as the creeps are in, these racks are going to fall. And a really nice stun to make sure that that Void wasn't going to be able to walk out of the Disruptor ult. Good timing, awareness, knowing what your teammates also need in order to be successful. Very good execution. There are the squishies again. But note, if he hadn't taken that quick stun in, his teammate also wouldn't be able to follow up and get the kill. So knowing when you can poke and when you can prod. Ooh. He almost got that sheepstick. And seeing now that they're probably not going to be able to push this, he's probably going to push a different lane. That would be the logical play. Make sure that these side lanes are still pushing in. They don't need to risk the five of their opponents defending that lane. Juggernaut bought back. In all fairness, that's a misplay by Bounty, who just bought back. This may just be his first. Yep, that's his first death. So you see it, guys. It's 29 minutes into a game. The greedy lineup is starting to pay off for the opponents, even though they got pressured so hard. Falco's team now needs to really coordinate and make sure that Void and Tinker at least are down so that they can take high ground kind of safely. If Void is up paired with the Invoker, you've got issues. Tinker by himself can just cause issues. Luckily though, Lifestealer is a pretty big issue in general, but not a big enough issue, it seems like. I think that Legion Commander does not realize the extent to which Bounty Hunter can deal damage nowadays. While dead, still paying attention to the game, not as much as some other players I think, but checking on, the score stats screen, just checking what items. Tinker with a Midas. Still no boots of travel? Okay, that's a first for me in any case. I don't know, maybe he's raging. Maybe I just don't understand the hero. Might be a good one to do a replay cast of and read up on. In any case, he's still focusing on everything he can and gets right back into the fray as soon as he's able to. Screws up a bit of a blade mill there. Really nice queuing up. I think he stuns in and shifts Qs. Note he's doing that to a hero that can't stop or cancel his ult. He knows the duration of his stun. Let's just take a look at that exactly. Like a level 4 stun duration is 2.15 seconds, and I believe the wind up for this is 2 seconds. After channeling for 2 seconds indeed. So if you shift Q and it's instant, then there's 0.17 seconds where any single hero at least will not be able to stop your ult. So you need to just make sure that you're not going on somebody like a Void who can just jump away straight away after the stun is over. But pretty much anybody that doesn't have some type of escape mechanism in that sense, you will be able to kill if you stun in first and then ult. Doing that in team fights, probably less likely. However, if you stun 4 people, that's something that should definitely be able to work. Got caught in a Void ult again, and there you have it. It's going to be tough. Manages? No, does not manage to get away. His team, yeah, as I said, the high ground defense is the hardest. And I think they should have stuck to split pushing. These opponents know to attack Bristleback from the front, not the back. And in all fairness, there was a buyback or two. There's still a 20k gold lead, but you'll see this starting to switch. We could take a look at the net worth charts like here. You see this starting to flatline. That was probably when they tried to go high ground the first time, and here this is the second time. So you see them, you see the net worth graph going downwards again. So it had been a steady upward increase, but as they're trying to take high ground and failing, they're going down. So it's a little bit tough, and it may be better if they can execute it to split push their way out. We'll see how they end up solving this problem, because I'm actually quite curious to figure out what he does. Is that a halberd that's coming? Skullbasher on SandKing? Skullbasher? That's the first in my book. I mean, there's a 25% bash chance. How many opportunities are you going to get? In combination with this sheep stick, you could probably get a bash or two in. But I do wonder why exactly. Okay, well, maybe he's just trolling. I don't know. Maybe he feels he really needs a stun. Well, there we go. It already paid off. He got a proc. I guess 1 in 4 chance to bash, and sure enough, perfect timing there as well. Made all the difference. He doesn't need to get all of the, how would I say it, all of the pulses off to kill the Tinker there. A few is enough. And this is probably game, guys, because 2 of them are dead. I think they don't have buyback, and yeah, he's still got a sheep stick available to just close this game out. They can push mid and they can finish off bottom. 5 alive versus the 2 opposing heroes. Managed to pick a few key heroes off. Again, Tinker and Void actually. And sure enough, yeah, defense is going to be extremely difficult. Do still make sure not to get too cocky and just tank all the spells that the Invoker is throwing at them. Yeah, you can't get overconfident, or at least don't give your opponents all the opportunities that you can give them. Make sure to try and pick heroes off when taking high ground before your opponents respawn. So right there, he managed to initiate a kill on the Juggernaut about 5 seconds before Tinker and Void came back, which is extremely important because it means that now the defense and initiation that Tinker and Void have can't be backed up. And so those are moments when trying to take high ground that you should really pay attention to. Okay, how much time do I have to kill this hero? Can I? And how much time before the enemies are back? Because I can perpetuate this 5-on-4 situation that my team has. And yeah, just in general, very important tip for when trying to take high ground. I'd say this is a matter of closing this game out. There goes the Invoker. There's only a Void who's defending top, and I think that game, yeah, that lane is taken. He makes sure to go and help out his bounty hunter. That Void ults just he's got a not a happy camper, that Void is. A disconnect from the Invoker. What a moment to rage. I think that was an extremely well played game by Falco on SandKing. Not that SandKing always needs to be played mid, but can be. That's part of his strength. He's extremely versatile. You can also play him off lane or as a roamer, as a support. Depending on each patch, he really changes. Falco plays in mid in any case. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not going to watch this 40k gold lead finish up. They've taken all 3 lanes. I think it's quite clear that that this game is won. I hope you guys learned enough stuff. I know I did learn some pretty cool stuff, even though this is one of my favorite heroes and most played heroes. So tune in next time, and take care, guys. Thanks for watching.